guys, so I have so much to tell you today, so I'm going to be the looming narrator, but my friend Tasha and I went traveling around in Europe for a week. We started in London, flew down to Gibraltar, known for the Rock of Gibraltar, which is more of a mountain than a rock. But anyway, in 1713, Spain ceded Gibraltar to the UK, and it's a really important British naval base, so the city reflects that. Plus, there are caves in the rock. I'm assuming for cannons, maybe for monkeys, I don't know. Anyway, there is life at the bottom of the rock. Gibraltar has one main street with a bunch of duty-free shops because people like to buy their bling without tax. Other than that, Gibraltar is known for the rock, and there are apes living at the top. No joke. Another cool thing was that Tasha and I could walk across the border into Spain, but we had to cross this live airstrip and risk our lives getting into Spain. Once we were in Spain, we took a bus to Algeciras, and from Algeciras we took a ferry to Tangier in Morocco. So the ferry ride took 3 times longer than it should have because of bad weather, but we met some really cool people. This is John, and behind him you can see Europe and Africa. So cool! We also met a Moroccan native who took us around town. He was so kind to us. He stayed with Tasha and me for 4 hours in the cold to make sure that we got on the ferry safely. This is the tea house that he took us to, and he doesn't speak much English because in Morocco they speak like Spanish, French, and Arabic. Check out this Arabic stop sign. Very cool. It actually says go. But they also have billboards of the king, who's their religious leader, and Green Running Man! He's so cool! He actually runs faster when the light's about to turn red. Then Tasha and I hopped on a bus to Granada. We drove along the coast, which had a great view of the Mediterranean. We also wove in and out of these little Spanish towns, and I noticed that Spanish architecture is really geometric and monochromatic, and every single town has to have a frickin' fountain. I don't know what it is with Spaniards and their fountains, but something's going on. Anyway, we got to Granada at night, and it was really charming because these plazas led into a bunch of narrow streets that just felt so cozy, and I got like the warm fuzzies inside. Anyway, the main attraction in Granada is the Alhambra, which used to be a palace for Muslim rulers in Spain, and it's covered in these ornate arabesques and repeating patterns in Islam represent the infinite because God has no center. So it's a very, very spiritual palace. What was also interesting was that as you're driving down from the Alhambra back into like the central part of Granada, you pass by a bunch of like crazy modern graffiti, and it's a really cool dichotomy from like the historical art in the Alhambra. Also, I haven't mentioned anything about the hostels or the hotels that Tosh and I have been staying at, but the one in Granada was particularly shady, even though inside was alright. And another cool thing about Granada, it also has the Running Man. Run, 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 run. Oh, he didn't make it. Then Tasha and I flew from Granada to Barcelona on a really cheap airline called Ryanair. And people are really afraid that the planes are going to fall apart, but not to worry because there's a safety manual right in front of you, and it always reminds you that for emergency landings to take out your dentures. Glad I didn't bring mine. Anyway, Barcelona is also another city that's just full of art, and this apartment is a Gaudi apartment. He was like a really influential modernist style architect from Barcelona. He like designed like parks in addition to apartment buildings. And one of the things that he's most famous for is the Sagrada Familia, this cathedral that he spent 40 years of his life on, but he didn't finish because he died in 1926. And this facade is a nativity facade, and modern architects are working on this facade, the Passion facade. And I think it's really cool that Barcelonians are just, living their regular daily lives, and then, whoop, there's a Gaudi cathedral. I mean, there's so much history around. I mean, we live our lives as tourists, and we go touch the Mediterranean Sea like it's the first time we've ever seen water. And right next to us is the point where Christopher Columbus first returned to Spain after his voyage to the Americas. I think it's so cool. Right. Oh, and I know that I left you on a bad note with the hostels and the hotels in Spain, but they're actually not that bad. Like, we stayed in a 12-person dorm in this really cute and cozy hostel, in the same room, but I thought it was cool. Then we hopped back onto Ryanair and flew to Rome, which was an amazing city. We actually went to the Vatican first before seeing the rest of Rome, but I just can't explain the grandeur here. Yeah. I mean, my camera can't even capture it. This is St. Peter's Basilica. Yeah, just let it speak for itself. And there's La Pieta that Michelangelo carved when he was 25. So much talent. I mean, we're walking to the Sistine Chapel right now through the Hall of Maps. These maps are painted onto the walls. Amount of effort. Oh! And, yeah. Tell me what this is in the comments. You get special kudos. But that was the Vatican. Couldn't show you more, I wish I could. But here the Pantheon, back in Rome, known as the Roman Sphinx, because no one knows who the architect is, how this dome managed to stay up for 2,000 years. Everything about it is a complete mystery. And, yeah, here's Raphael's grave. At night is beautiful. This is a Trevi fountain, the largest Baroque fountain in Rome. And go there, make a wish, make some romance. Yeah, it's a good place. Then the next day, we went to see the Colosseum. And the thing about Rome is that every other step you take, you run into an archaeological site. And this one was just kind of hard to miss. But, yeah, one thing that I didn't know about the Colosseum was that it was one of 178 Colosseums in the continent. But this one was, of course, the biggest. It held 80,000 people. And you can see, like, the stage has been completely destroyed, and there are, like, mazes and compartments beneath the stage. But from ancient architecture, let's talk about modern architecture. Our hostel was so hard to find. It was in the middle of nowhere. But we did meet this lovely Australian couple who showed us Australia's plastic dollar. How cool is that? It's like paper thin. Oh, and in Rome, there's no green running man, but there is the yellow man! How PC is that for me to say? So that's that. I can't believe that I'm home now. Yeah, if there's anything I've gotten from this experience, it's a sense of immediacy, because you don't have that many opportunities to do certain things, and studying abroad was something that I never thought that I would ever get the chance to do. Just never even go to London would be just such an amazing experience. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm just so grateful for this. Thank you to my friends in London. I'm so lucky to have gotten to know you guys, and thank you to my professors who've taught me so much and who've helped me a lot too. And thank you to my family, thank you to my friends, and thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I just can't believe that it's passed so quickly, but it's something that's going to definitely stay with me for the rest of my life, so I'm not going to really miss it every single day because it's a part of me now. Ow, flick. But yeah, it's kind of like that. Anyway, yeah, so no regrets. Don't be afraid to take any chances, because it's going to be worth it in the end. As long as you know how to, manage your time, things will sort itself out. So yeah, sorry this is a pretty long video, but it's my last one. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you. And hope you're having a safe holiday. Happy almost New Year. And I'll see you on the other side of the camera.